I'm now joined by Mike Arone, the head coach of the Derry Area Trojans, as his team gets the number 11 seed in the Class 3A bracket in a matchup against number 6 Highlands. And first off, Mike, congratulations. Getting into the postseason, that's a big deal. It certainly looked like after that win against Mount Pleasant, your team was well positioned, and then you officially clinched with the win against York this past Friday. So the last couple weeks, getting that massive win against the Vikings to set yourself up and then officially clinching, how much has that meant for you and the players?
Yeah, thanks, Sean, first of all, for having me. And it's been great. Again, we told our kids 3 weeks ago that it was a 3 week season, and they took care of business all 3 weeks and secured themselves a playoff spot. So they're excited. They're glad to get back, and hopefully we can put our best foot forward again and see what we can do.
Three consecutive wins after that loss against Elizabeth Forward that was obviously lopsided. The Warriors have been doing that to pretty much everyone. So what changed after that, and what has been some of the big keys to this recent run?
I don't know a whole lot changed. Again, our kids have been focused throughout the football season. They put losses behind them and move forward. They realized what they had to do, and they've done it. So I don't know that a whole lot's changed. But a testament to our kids who have had a goal in mind, and they just put their minds to it, and they practice well, they practice hard, and we're ready to go for the playoffs.
You knock off the Yacht Cougars 47-20. It was honestly probably a little more lopsided than that score even indicates. So what did you like most coming out of that game?
I think we preached all week to our kids that, Yacht they were down a little bit this year, and but not to let their record fool them, and that we had to come out and take care of business early. And so it was nice that we were able to do that. We were able to spread the ball around, get a lot of guys involved. And, we played good defense. We did what we wanted to on offense. So it was definitely a nice tune-up, and it gave us a chance to rest our guys a little bit in the second half as well.
So obviously Max Doherty has been the offensive headliner for your team all season, but there's been a lot of games where Anthony Sacco has done a nice job. Carson Meyers has come to the forefront. Who are maybe some players that are less heralded that have been just as instrumental in this season's success?
I think when you look at guys like Max Doparak, Noah Stow, even Ricky Daniels, Anthony Frank, all these guys are some receivers that they're selfless. They block well. We told them early on in the season, because we had a plethora of receivers, if you want on the field, you got to block, and they've done that. And then Aiden Frank's come along as a fullback that's big for us. Because that allows us to not have to play some guys both ways, because he's able to play fullback, and Preston Donovan, Justin Papuga can now concentrate defensively. And then obviously the entire offensive line and defensive line have been stalwarts for us throughout the year. So we're going to continue to rely on them.
Doesn't seem as though the Interstate Conference got a ton of love from the committee for Class 3A. EF, the conference champion, gets the 4 seed. Southmoreland 7. Your team gets the number 11 seed in a 12-team bracket. So how did the 11 seed in that matchup against Highlands align with what you had maybe anticipated?
Yeah, I mean, we were obviously, very, very hopeful that maybe, they'd be nice to us, and we'd get that 8 or 9 seed. But we didn't, and that's okay. I think they probably looked at strength of schedule. I honestly feel that, if you get an automatic bid as one of the top 9, you should be seated in the top 9. But the WPIAL committee obviously felt differently. So we're happy to be in. We're going to compete and win a football game, and all our sights are set towards Highlands.
The Golden Rams, a very impressive team. They've had a nice season. They get the 6th seed. So what jumps out about Highlands when you watch them?
Very athletic. Tailback is very, very good. He's a young guy. He's only a sophomore. So he can hurt you. Speed on the outside with a quarterback with a good arm. So they have athletes all over the field, and we're going to have to find a way to stop that if we want to have a chance at winning this football game.
You look back at early season, they had some tough games because they played some really good teams, but they have righted the ship. Have you noticed improvement from the start of the season to where the Golden Rams are at now?
Oh, sure, absolutely. The running game has gotten better. Like I said, their tailback seems to just get better and better every game. They have a quarterback who can hurt you with his arms, but he's also not afraid to run the ball. And some big speedy receivers on the outside, and then defensively too, they fly around the field. They're very physical. So, like I said, we have a week of preparation to see what we can do to try to stop that.
Where's your team at health wise? I know you play 10 games in the regular season. No one's going to be at 100%, but do you feel as though you're relatively healthy and the guys, especially because you had that Mercy Roll win, were able to rest up maybe a little bit more than normal last Friday?
Yeah, the good thing is, we're healthier now. We're as healthy as we've been all season. Last week, we got Noah Stow back, who was out for 2 or 3 weeks. We got Levi Haas back, who was out for about 6 to 7 weeks. So, besides your typical bumps and bruises that come with play, we're as healthy now as probably we were in week 1 or 2. So that's not an excuse for us right now. Like we're pretty lucky that we're pretty healthy.
Central Valley, the number 3 seed, awaits the winner because the Warriors got that bye. So what's it going to take? What are the biggest keys to make sure that your team does get that matchup against Central Valley?
Yeah, I think, one of the biggest things is we have to take away the big play. They seem to live and die by the big play. They have them every game. And if we can limit that and make them earn everything marching down the field, we give ourselves a much better chance. And on the flip side of the ball, we have to control the ball. So sometimes the best defense is a good offense. So if we can move the ball up and down the field, not make mistakes, and control the clock a little bit, play at our pace, it certainly bodes much better for us.
Well, Mike, thanks so much for taking the time. Always enjoy chatting with you, and good luck on Friday.
Thanks, Sean. Appreciate it.